before you got on, we said we were going to do our best to get this meeting wrapped up. Karen's got a yoga class she wants to get to. Yeah, sorry, a little. It's not going to go fast if I can't think of words. So yeah, we'll be done. Let's say we'll aim to get done by 7. So
Okay.
Barbara, you could start taking notes, and if it looks like we'll go long, you can hand it off.
Okay.
But if you and Karen leave, we don't have a quorum anyway. So.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Gets here, she will take the minutes.
Yeah, she can jump on. So maybe we won't need to, but the first, oh, there she is. Perfect.
Great.
Hey, Felicia.
Hi.
Good to see you. Welcome. So we're just about to get started. Felicia, are you able to take a few notes here? Right on. Thank you. So approval of the minutes from the last time around. I know, Barbara, you weren't here, but anybody else see anything that needs modification, change? All right, let's consider those then adopted. First item is update on any outreach opportunities outside of the other 5 that are listed in the agenda.
Not anything new. I did get the packet from the Mansfield town, but not new, right? That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, then we'll keep moving, and hopefully they're that efficient. So discussion of important dates, holidays for events. Actually, I know, Felicia, you were working on putting together a little sample calendar for us. Do you want to say anything about this one?
I can share it. It's in a Google. Wait, what? Sorry, my computer's going crazy. It's in like a Google spreadsheet.
Okay.
There's definitely ways it can improve, but who should I send it to, or should I like share?
Yeah, if you want
to share your screen. I did just make you a presenter, so you should be able to.
Okay.
Perfect.
I didn't have time to like highlight my favorites, but how do I, share screen. Okay, here we are. It's like, so there's the dates and then descriptions, and I was gonna add in holiday, like religious holidays, but I didn't have time.
That's all right.
Oh, I was from my school.
I don't know if I should make it smaller. It's kind of hard.
No, I think this is fine. Obviously, there's lots. How many altogether do you think?
Like 150.
Okay.
So
probably more than we want to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's
at,
definitely like I would say every month has a good few, and some of them are not as focused like in what we're doing, but there's definitely where was a few I was looking at that were a lot in December were good, like Human Rights Day, obviously, International Migrants Day,
World AIDS Day.
Disabilities, abolition of slavery,
World AIDS Day. Yep.
Yeah, violence against women. Maybe I should send it another. It's kind of a lot to go through now, if I should share that with someone else.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this is a really great starting point.
Yeah,
and
this is amazing.
Add some of the religious holidays. Were there any, I mean, these are individual days. Were there any, months or anything that you found too, right? So
there were definitely a few it started typing.
Undo. The magic button.
What weeks were there? There's World Interfaith Harmony Week, which I thought was pretty good. Where is, sorry, I'm trying to shrink everything so I can,
Right.
I don't know why the another one isn't. There was another week I was just looking at earlier today.
You were searching on weeks, plural, maybe.
That was an accident.
There it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, World Week. Yeah, solidarity with people struggling against racism and racial discrimination. Immunization. I mean, that's somewhat relevant now.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, non-self-governing territories, science and peace, but that's more broad.
Yeah, so this is great. You know,
I can
again,
add months. I just kind of ran out of time.
no, I hear you. I think it's a really great start for Felicia. So I think, you know, I don't know what other people think, but I think the next steps in my mind would be, you know, filling in just a few of those gaps, right?
Yeah.
And then you were going to try to, you know, pick a few that you suggest as maybe good ones for us to highlight. And then, you know, for us, then what do we want? What does highlighting them mean, right? I guess we can, you know, use the town's Facebook or other outlets to call attention to it. You know, maybe there's one or two over the course of the year that rise to the level of we want to get the town to do a proclamation. Maybe there's.
I just had a thought. Can I, what do you think about putting these out on, printing them out on larger pieces of paper and bringing them to the town celebration and having people take a look and maybe vote on their top 10 or something like, or 12, right? One a month. And that way we're kind of giving them an activity when they come through the booth and we get community input. And, you know, you've got such an amazing, extensive list. It would be kind of out of our, you know, some of them we never think about, but maybe somebody in the community, it's really significant. So what do you think about something like that?
I think that's a fabulous idea. And we could make a chart somehow so people could vote on days that would be important to recognize in Mansfield. I mean, we have to have an activity at our booth, right?
Right. I'm starting to panic about that. So yeah.
I mean, that's brilliant, Karen.
So I mean, you know, the obvious format would be to actually have them on a calendar, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's
across-
true. We could do
then
like hashtag.
You could have either stamps or stickers that people could use to mark their favorite. I mean, it might be worth, you know, doing a quick edit to make sure if there are any that like, well, that doesn't quite fit because 120. It's a lot. Like spending the time to look for every one of them might be a lot, right? So
exactly, yeah, because I didn't know which ones were.
Well, should we look at these and maybe narrow it down to one day a month or something like that to make it more easy to work with at the booth? I'm not saying we can do that just for that one activity.
Yeah. Or maybe a couple per month, or I mean, and maybe so if the goal is maybe 25 to 30 total, because that's a good number, but also manageable. Like people can read through that fairly quickly and make a selection, and then I don't know, but maybe it's harder to narrow it down. Maybe there are too many. You know, again, I think Karen, part of what's great about your idea is, again, the ones that maybe we don't think are that significant. Others in our town might say it's really important to me. So,
so maybe we make a card for each month or something, so we can have them spread out. And then, because remember, we kind of want people to social distance, right?
Well,
Yeah,
I almost wonder if we put it on an actual, like a calendar, you know, like those oversized desk calendars that are just plain white with boxes. I don't know if they've published any of those yet for next year, but you know,
Yeah.
so it's
actually,
really
Ocean-
kind of like a flip chart, and people, you know, one at a time or a couple of people at a time would have to flip through it and put their stars or their check marks. But that might be an easier thing to manage in an outdoor setting.
Yeah.
I'm thinking because we are planning to do our big nap.
right.
You know, there
Yeah.
are they're $1.99 right now. I have to go buy planners and I happen to see to see them at Ocean State. So I will pick up maybe 2 or 3 and we can at least, you know, they're cheap enough that we can spread them out.
You know, if we also want to keep this and add all of like the religious holidays and maybe the months too, we could put this as a worksheet on the HRC webpage too, in case anybody else is interested. And
Sure.
Yeah, right, a digital version of it. And again, I hope that whatever we are able to collect at the Celebrate Mansfield Festival, we can translate that into a digital presence that's ongoing and can have another life. So
I love these descriptions though. So I would want to have both. I would want like a, you know, if somebody says, hey, what is International Day of Charity? You could read from the packet and not just have to kind of ad lib.
right,
There-
yeah, make up what it's
Some definitely, they're kind of vague descriptions, so if there's any more that like, not
I
anymore.
don't think they're that vague.
Yeah, but a lot of them are more specific, like if, when talking about, what was it earlier? The, where,
vague descriptions are good though too, because
Yeah,
it might
exactly.
get them more excited to learn about what else is there. You know, if you tell them everything, or you
World
know,
Soil Day. I love that. On December 5th of all days, when it's covered with snow.
well, in half the world.
Yes, not even.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
With global warming, that's all.
Yeah,
we're
exactly,
doing.
right, yeah. It's more important. So okay, it sounds like then we have a consensus that this is a good thing to then also leverage for the outreach, and then following what we learned from that, maybe that's how we decide which ones then we kind of pursue to highlight with some particular kinds of outreach and engagement activities in the coming year. Is that
Yeah.
so?
Or at least, you know, maybe we do a banner on the webpage, you know, just like for the
Exactly.
smaller ones, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't preclude us not acknowledging other ones, but it gives us at least, again, there's lots of space between acknowledging them all and acknowledging none. And so we're currently in the acknowledging none stage. And so we'll creep out of that toward acknowledging more. But in the interest of keeping us moving, then, are there a couple people who want to work on this particular thing as part of the Celebrate Mansfield? I mean, Felicia, I think you probably want to stay involved with this. Karen,
Yeah,
it was
I'd
your
love
idea.
to.
Do you
Yeah.
want to? Okay.
Well, and I'm planning to be there for most of the day, if not all of the day. I would love to have other people join me so I can take a bathroom break as needed or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. No, we'll. I mean, we can just transition right into that if we want, because that's the next agenda item to talk about that overall. Is there anything else on the important dates holiday?
I'd just like to say one thing about
Please,
this.
yeah.
The other thing that's really cool about this is it would be fun for the long run, to look for some sort of a grant or something. Wouldn't it be neat to publish an HRC calendar that we actually sell, where we design each month and feature all of these? And in other words, it's a calendar that highlights all of these important holidays, but
Yep.
somehow it's an art project or a student
Ooh.
art project or a senior project, you know, but somehow then it'd be cool if we could publish them and sell them as a little fundraiser for some, you know, for some kind of cause. And so just, I don't know, food for thought, to put it in the minutes in the long run, there
Yeah.
may be an opportunity to do that. And then that would be a great way to raise awareness for all of these kinds of events all through the year. And, it's a possibility. So I'll just put that out there for, probably another year. But that's a great amount of work that Felicia did. And it's, I love the idea of honoring all of these holidays.
Yeah, I do too. That's a great idea.
So should I like just look at months and then like narrow down? Should I send it out? What am I?
Yeah, so I think do add the months. And then yes, you can share send out the document, but and then going forward, it looks like you're going to work with Karen to come up with the specific activity
Okay.
that will run at the Celebrate Mansfield Festival.
All right.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
Monica.
So if you decide that we're going to have some sort of handout saying like these are what these days mean, make sure that you get that to either myself or Margaret or both of us, so that we can make sure we print that out for you and that we're all ready to go.
That'd be great. I don't know if we want a handout, but more as like a cheat sheet. What do you think?
Right, yeah, because it's zero waste, so we can't.
Right. Right.
Right, but also for social distancing, would it be better to have people be able to take it and review it and then come back?
Right,
Or
yeah,
no?
so maybe
No?
a couple
Oh, okay,
of,
Margaret says no.
Maybe
you could have a
2
couple of copies, but
Yeah,
essentially
2 or
they're
3 copies.
yeah,
Yeah.
That might be a good compromise.
but they don't leave permanently.
Put a
And if
little.
you're only featuring 2 or 3 or 4 per month, you may be able to, again, if you're thinking about this white desk calendar where you highlight the date and the name of it, but then maybe on, colored paper, like you put the little description in big, because you don't have to, you can use the whole calendar for just 3 or 4 dates and it may
that's
be right
true.
there. So again, it's just right on the,
Yeah.
contained.
We can figure that out. And we could maybe put some fun ones on there too, just, less serious, but fun. I don't know. Like National Ice Cream Day or whatever. Yeah,
All
so
right.
I'll pick up those calendars and then Felicia, I will shoot you. Are you in let's see, best way to communicate?
Email.
Okay.
I can send you my personal, but I think my school one is the one in the email list.
Either way,
All right.
just have to come up with a date.
Alicia, would you like me to send you Karen's email? Is that easier?
I have it, but thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So the next item up is the festival as a whole. Margaret, I don't know if you have updates on the logistical arrangements.
I don't. I have been told that I'll hear within the next couple of days whether the festival organizers have a few pop-up tents. So one of the things that I'm trying to figure out is, who needs tents, who's got tents, because we're all responsible for bringing our own tents and tables. So I know I had asked Glenn if he might poll the crowd at the full HRC meeting about whether anyone has a pop-up tent.
Yep.
Know if you had any.
Yep. So actually, Katie Bell said that they have a pop-up for youth services that they're not using since they're doing a combined spot with human services. So, yeah, so I think we're covered on the
great.
pop-up.
Okay.
Great.
And then I would think that through facilities, we're trying to get a total of how many tables, but I would think that we could get a table or 2 through town unless people have easily portable cafeteria type tables that they want to bring instead. But we have, you can drive in and drop it at your spot for setup, but you have to be able to walk everything out at 6 o'clock without a vehicle backing up to your tent. The map is on order that Glenn selected, so that's a wonderful thing. And then I guess it's just a matter of what else we need made for, banners or, identifying that it's HRC, like what else do we think we'd like for the booth?
Right. So what do folk think? What else do we need?
Oh, and push pins. I can order those push pins if we think that's the best way to
Yeah.
flag the.
Mark the map. Yeah.
Well, we need a banner with our name on it, however we do that. And then we can have that for whenever else we need it.
Yeah, I think I haven't been on like a Vistaprint or someplace like that lately, but you can usually get, some that aren't too big for pretty reasonably priced, and then we can have it to put on the front of a table or to put off, off the.
Yeah, I think on the front of the table is the best way to do it, because then you don't have to worry about hanging it up behind you and what you're going to pin it to and everything else. You just put it on the table and it'll be there.
So we had also talked about, do we need something else to show people what it is we do? Some sort of a stand-up poster that describes what the commission is and what we do, what our mission is. Or do we maybe want to try to put that on the banner? Maybe that's a possibility to do both on a banner. If we
Do we
plan.
have a logo on our website?
No.
No.
The individual committees don't have logos, I don't think, because of the branding of the town and
Right.
the departments.
Right. Yeah, no, so I mean, we do have the little graphic that you put for us, Margaret, the hands, which isn't a logo, but maybe is a little bit of a visual look that we could add to the banner.
Yeah, I think, and if we have any little picture that people could learn to identify with us, I don't care if you call it a logo or not. I think that would be good. My other thought was to get some Statue of Liberty thing like you get at dollar stores, stick it on the table, but that I'm sure has a potential to offend somebody.
Well, I think the banner should just say Human Rights Commission, and then if we want to put a mission statement, we should do that on a separate,
Yeah,
like, poster board of some sort.
Yeah, no, I think so. And so maybe I was also thinking maybe we can get a poster of the Universal Declaration, right? So
I have those little books, but I don't have a large version of it.
I'm gonna pick up my camera and show you my Hop River poster. See that thing?
Uh-huh.
It was from darn it, what's the name? The printers down in Willimantic did that for us. I think it was $15.
Gullimo?
Yes, and it's on cardboard, so it's thick. And maybe something like that would be good for not the banner so much, but if you wanted to put information like a mission statement or something, I don't know.
Do we have a mission statement?
We do. Well, we have a charge, right? We have something.
Yeah.
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 I don't know where it is. I have it somewhere.
Well, then I'll look into creating a banner, and I guess in producing a one-off version of the mission or charge,
I kind of like the idea of printing out the human rights, the declaration, the 30.
Yeah, I can look into getting a poster of that. I know a few versions of them, but so I can find one.
Okay,
And
and
make sure
then,
I have it.
you know, we can get it mounted somewhere. I would guess, you know, either at like a Staples or, you know, someplace if it doesn't come, if it's just a roll-up poster.
Right.
Are we totally done with that survey? Because we could be passing those out at the event too.
So we're done with the equity survey, but one live survey we do have is the MLK Mural survey. So that's one that we can be encouraging people to take. And again, I think we're trying to avoid well, we're trying to stay within the guidelines of a zero waste. So it may be a QR code to get people to log on to it on their phone, but I think that's pretty that should be pretty straightforward. So I can be on that part too, Margaret, you know, because I know we're talking about the mural project too, but to produce some collateral around that in consultation with the partners there.
Yeah, and if we need to purchase like a lucite stand-up stand or something that, you know, to put a QR code standing up for people to scan, you know, I'm sure we can, because those are the kinds of things that we can use again.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That hopefully that'll be.
Yeah, I know Vistaprint has those. In fact, I have one of those that I got from them.
A lucite stand.
Yeah, if you want to use it, I'll give it to you. I just like it back, that's all.
Yeah, I'd like to invest in a few in the town manager's office, frankly, because I just feel like when you do events, things like that are just so handy to have on hand. So
Right.
Okay, what else do we need or want for our booth?
well, if the MLK mural is also going to be represented at our booth, that will be significant, right? Because by then we might have a community paint day to promote.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, what we don't have is anything to give away, but I don't know if we have a budget to do giveaways or not. You know, we have a couple of these nice little activities.
Well, I mean, I guess that's I didn't think we were supposed to do that. If we were, right, one of the things actually we have a lot of at the Dodd Center are little pocket UDHRs, right? So people could actually have one.
Oh,
What is that?
The Universal Declaration.
I think they don't
Oh.
want you to create anything that hasn't already been created. So if that's something, I think we could probably,
It's not generating new waste. It was already.
right, it's already waste. No, just kidding.
That's a good, if you have those, that's great.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool, actually. And I have the little books. I have like 20 of them that are similar.
Yeah, I don't think, from what we got in the comments on the surveys, people don't really know what human rights is. So anything that you can put out there, especially a list of bullet points, would be great.
So, do we need to check, Margaret and Monica, whether this is?
Yeah, I can
within the
verify
spirit
that.
of because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't.
I think that they just don't want a lot of collateral, you know, just a lot of brochures and things, you know, that people will just sort of discard. But, you know, I think that my understanding, having not been to one of these, is that there are people that exhibit and give away pens, or people can put a sticker on, or, you know, like there are things that have a little bit more value that aren't a big issue, but and they don't want it to be a fundraising
Sure.
initiative. So I think that I think we're probably okay, but I will verify. I have a meeting with the downtown partnership folks tomorrow. So
Okay. Yeah. So if that's possible, then I can probably pull some of that together.
That'd be great.
Okay. So I guess the other thing on this is the sign up sheet for staffing the booth. And I mentioned this at the last full commission meeting that we would be asking people to do this. So is there someone who can put together, I guess, a sign up sheet so we can circulate it to the group and people can?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think,
Should I send that just to like a Google Doc to the group?
is that, Monica, is that the best way to do it? Just send it to the HRC?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see why that would be a violation of FOI, just in my own thought process would be the only like potential, but as long as we're not communicating in it and nobody's changing someone else's anything, I think that should be fine.
Yeah, I think it's just a means of signing up. So,
And it's 2 to 6, right?
yep. And then we need slots for setup and breakdown before and after that.
Okay, I'm going to that meeting, I guess, on the 29th. Margaret, are you going to that as well?
Planning to, yes.
Okay, and that'll give a, well, it's like right before it. But I guess we'll just do hour blocks, maybe 2 people per hour. And I can definitely be there for most of it. Like I'm happy to kind of be the point person physically.
That would be great.
It'd be great to have more people there too.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be there. I'll be back and forth between another booth. But yeah, I'll definitely sign up as well.
Okay.
And we also talked about a clipboard for people wanting to participate in the MLK Mural Project for community, to be notified about paint days and all of that. So we'll need another clipboard with a sign-up sheet at the table.
Can't
Okay.
we do a QR code and a Google form?
If you'd
could
like
have
to,
that
that
too.
would be fine. I'm just thinking about what's, whatever works.
We could do both, because if people are interested and they're not as tech comfortable, that would give an option.
I'll be
Yes.
there all afternoon, but I'm gonna also be going to another booth, so.
Okay.
Great.
So it sounds like, yeah, Karen, if you put that together and circulate it, we can get the staffing sorted out.
All
Which is
right,
great.
I will work on that probably over the weekend, if that's okay.
Yep, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. And then I think, generally, if there's anything that people have to decorate the booth, and we have our pieces that we definitely want to produce, but again, Jane, in your spirit of, if there's a little Statue of Liberty that you want to put on the right, I mean, I think people, if it's your thing and you can bring it and just add life and color and fun to the thing, it's
Yeah, I don't have a Statue of Liberty, but I'm sitting here looking at one of those multicolored rainbow flags that they gave out in the library, and I do have that. That's very colorful.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I can bring that.
So there you go. So yeah, so I think that's the kind of stuff. Also,
BYOD, bring your own decoration.
that's right.
Okay.
I have American flags left over from Girl Scout leading days. If you want a US flag, I can bring it.
Yeah. Human rights are important even in America.
Right.
So,
Under certain circumstances.
Depends on who.
okay. Anything else on our Celebrate Mansfield?
So there's going to be tables there. We're getting tables from the town. I was not clear. Certainly don't have anything I can bring.
Yeah, I'm going to try to coordinate that with the facilities department. Again, because the town manager's got a booth, like lots of departments have booths, so I'm coordinating, trying to figure out how everyone's doing that. There doesn't seem to be a cohesive plan yet, but I'm trying to track that down.
Okay, I mean, the schools all have millions of those folding tables. If we can use those, I
Of
don't
course,
know.
right. we've got plenty of them. It's just making it happen. So that is in my court as of right now.
And then my other question is chairs. If we want to sit down during the thing, we just bring our own.
I would say that's a good idea to
Okay.
sort of bring your own folding chairs.
All right.
Again, I'm not sure what the folding chair situation is, so.
I'm not good at sitting.
I just can't stand up. I can walk or I can sit, but standing still in one place is tough. Get old and your back goes out.
Yeah, I got that problem too. Plus I have no folding chairs. So,
Do you want me to bring you one?
yes, please.
Okay,
If
I'll
we
bring
just have
two
that's
chairs.
all we need. We need 2 chairs.
Yeah, they're not really chairs. They're little stools. They're very
That's
easy,
fine.
very light.
I should buy one.
I got you covered this time.
Thank you.
All right. So we got chairs, we got tables, we got a pop up. I think we're golden. Okay. So the next item is the MLK Mural Project, and just by way of updates, so it's officially launched. We have the campaign going. The fundraising site is up. The survey, community input survey is up. I'll add the links just to the chat so people have these. That's that one. This is this one. Margaret, thank you for pushing that out through the town social media. I know it continues to circulate. We do need to continue to push it in order to get all of the input that we can, as well as to raise the money necessary to complete it. So if you can share it, make sure you're sharing that through your networks and highlighting that. That would be much appreciated. As I said, we've got this survey out, which is designed to solicit community input on the kinds of themes and images that will go in the mural. It'll also be another interesting point for us in terms of what the community thinks about human rights and thinks is important. So I'm sure coming out of this, we'll have other things we can reflect on based on that. In addition, we are planning a community paint day. As Margaret mentioned, we hope to have that calendared in time to be able to share that date at the Celebrate Mansfield Festival. We've talked about having it organized at the library in particular, maybe outside under their big tent, as the artist is going to be painting on panels rather than directly on the building, which will allow us to be a little more mobile in where we site this. We might do another one then at the community center. We might do another one at UConn. So those are all in the works, and those will be great opportunities for hopefully the community to turn out and participate in this project. At each one, they'll be able to learn about the partners in this event, including the Human Rights Commission. There'll also be eventually a date for the unveiling and then we'll have to program around that. But for right now, we're concentrating on the fundraising and the survey, and getting ready for the paint day. So I don't know if there's anything specific we need this subcommittee to do right now. Just wanted to keep you up to speed.
I just think if people can, if they do have social media, if they can just share it out far and wide and keep posting it to the, as Mia did, to the Mansfield, whatever the community sites are, and even over into Willimantic. I think, we're trying to push this out as a regional effort. And then there's also a flyer, there's a PDF through the website of a flyer, so that if someone, again, do we want to be distributing those at the senior center? Those kinds of things. So I need to push it out to more of the department heads and ask them, to help us by, printing out a dozen of them and putting them on the counters at places where people might not be as tech savvy. But I just think we, last I checked, there were still only like 7 or 10 donors, and we really need to, magnify that by, by 100 and, get these funds raised. So we just really need to be pushing it out. So we do have a couple of media, and if anybody has any other suggestions, let us know. But I think it's got to go viral. It's got to get shared and shared and shared.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's right, Margaret. We do have an imperative to raise this this funding. Do you know, is there any chance, I don't know when Ryan's next scheduled to be on WILI, but could we slip something into his remarks there about this? I don't know if
Yeah,
there's-
actually, the day before October 1st, the day before the festival, he'll be on air.
Okay.
So he can talk it up in a big way there. And we do have a department head meeting next week, but I can send an email out to department heads to ask for their support and give them an update on this as well.
Right. Yeah. I think in particular, yeah, library and community and Parks and Rec, right? To the extent they can leverage this, that would be great. Okay. Any other questions, thoughts, ideas? Okay. Great. Well, we will keep you posted. Thank you, as always, for your support. Last one on old business is the speaker series. Jane, I know you just had a meeting about it. You want to give any updates here?
Yeah, we had a wonderful meeting in which a bunch of people shared some very good ideas, completely rearranging the way I was thinking. And I think we're on a really good path now. So Barbara, I'm going to be in touch with you separately. Margaret, Anthony Hobson is probably going to be in touch with you around the rules related to fundraising. And I think we've got some really good ideas. Felicia was there as well, and we're just moving forward. We have one speaker who's going to talk about growing up white, or waking up white, I believe is the name of her book. And she's going to be kind of engaging everybody in consciousness of race. And then we're going to have some other very mixed panels talking about their experiences of living in Mansfield recently and what it's like to be here for them. And I'll give you more details. I have to talk to Mia a little bit to figure out how we're going to frame it, because they changed the frame completely. And now I have to have a new idea when I like much better than my old idea. So we're working on it, and I'll be back. But I feel really good about it. It feels like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Great. Is there anything you need from us at this point, Jane?
I'm going to need to talk to Barbara separately and Margaret separately. And I want to thank Felicia publicly, because she just keeps on working and it's wonderful. But I don't need anybody at this point.
Terrific. All right. Thank you. So then we're at our last agenda item is International Human Rights Day. Coming up December 10th. We saw it on the calendar. I think, now we should be thinking about what we would like to do. We had talked even about the unveiling of the mural, potentially, if we're delayed in getting everything together, being keyed to that. But there might be other elements that we think it's important to leverage around that. So are there thoughts here? I mean, we will do another resolution from the town as we've done in the past. Is there any other item that people want us to put on the table now so that we can get this in the works and be prepared for it in early December?
I think we need to think about the Afghan refugees. And I don't know how that fits in here, but they're going to be, it seems like 1,000 people in the state of Connecticut.
Iris and Quiet Corner are probably two good agencies to connect with.
Yeah, at the last full meeting, I mentioned that the town did reach out to us about working on this issue. So we do anticipate having some recommendations around town policy. I'll actually be participating in a meeting on Thursday between Quiet Corner, Iris, and Ryan. So we'll get a good picture on both the short and medium term there. So yeah, maybe it'll be a chance to highlight some of what we're doing in that space as well. So I think that's a good note to tie those in.
I think you call that real world
Yeah.
action, right?
That-
We don't
And
just
that-
talk, we act.
That has a lot of overlap with rights of girls and women too.
Oh, sure.
And I'm not really able to tie it together at the moment, but it seems to me that that all goes together and we need to think about it.
Oh, it absolutely does. If you've ever read The Kite Runner, I think I mentioned
Yeah, I did read it.
previously, there is a human rights lesson that ties very closely with that and I think they refer to 1,000 Splendid Suns as well. But it's available online. It has good stuff on it.
Okay, good to know.
See if I can find it.
So it sounds like, for this, we will want to emphasize some action, some, not just the general ideas, but the theme of taking action in support of human rights and maybe providing concrete opportunities for people in town to support initiatives. Is that the direction we're kind of going here?
Yeah, I'm thinking like welcome the stranger theme. Because these people are about as much strangers as anybody who ever showed up here. I mean, this is a totally different universe for them. I can't even imagine what this is going to be like. And we need to know more about who they are and where they're going to be and how we can be helpful without being offensive. I mean, it's just huge stuff. And probably the churches are involved, but you'll know more about that, Glenn, after you go to that meeting.
Yeah, I'll definitely report back. And again, right, I think that's obviously a really important and significant one, but maybe we think about other options too, again, in the spirit of Karen's exercise at the Celebrate Mansfield. We want people to highlight things that are of concern and ways in which we can support them in advancing rights in different ways. So let's continue to have this on our agenda and move it forward so that we're really ready to do something substantive on December 10th. Yeah, Margaret?
It also, we did do this amazing survey, and even though it wasn't probably statistically significant, I'm sure we learned some things. So we might even think about, wherever the data and the interpretation, right, of the Human Rights Commission survey is, there may be some things that surface out of that we could sort of also focus on locally, using International Human Rights Day as the focus for that. I mean, I think we have to figure out at what point do we report back to the community about what we learned and how do we do that? So we need to be looking for opportunities, and this might be that opportunity. But I know that's kind of the full group, not just the outreach committee.
Right. Yeah, no, I think that's right. And we heard from Pam, who's helping us with the statistical analysis of the data at the full meeting. I think coming out of that, we will be producing a report, and maybe there is hopefully before December 10th, so that people are seeing that ahead of time. But there is a way of tying, I think, that in. I was thinking already about how to align some of the findings with the articles in the UBHR and some of the kind of through lines really around the idea of bringing this stuff home. So I think that's a good point. All right.
And also regarding the Afghan refugees, I believe that Ryan also reported to the town council, because this is obviously on the town council's radar as well, and how can we as a town be helping? So maybe Glenn, have you spoken to Ryan about that specifically?
Yeah, well, yeah, I flagged it for him at one of our meetings, but I have talked to the mayor and Councilman Shuren about it, and that's why I'm kind of on this this larger conversation. So our plan is to at the next town council meeting, the HRC will have a report, and in that report will, in addition to some of the other items, include some recommendations about moving forward with making Mansfield a more welcoming community. And that's refugees, but also other kinds of newcomers. So asylum seekers, immigrants of all sorts. Yeah, there will certainly be more on that front soon. All right. Any other points on International Human Rights Day? It's a Friday this year, so that's good. That's good timing for highlighting it. All right. Well, I don't see any other people on for public comment, so I think we're good there. Is there any other? Yeah, Margaret.
So this is what I should have mentioned at the top of the agenda because it wasn't listed, is Indigenous Peoples Day and our website initiative.
Oh, yes. I forgot we left that off there. So yeah, can you?
My apologies, I should have jumped in sooner on this.
Can we have a motion to add that to the agenda?
Don't move.
All right. Second, Barbara. I figured you it. So we'll add that. Yes.
So couple of things. I have reached out to our friends at the Historical Society, and they shared back with us some Indigenous peoples work that they had actually included in their April newsletter. And when I read it again, I remembered it, but didn't at the time. And they may be able to put it on their website, or I may just lift it directly and print it as part of our own Indigenous peoples website and credit them. So we do have a little bit of something to represent that part of the story. Felicia, I haven't had a chance to connect with you and Amy and your other volunteer peer to see, but I know you were going to reach out to the library for some book recommendations.
They actually just got back to me today with a list. I added it to a document. I don't know if Derek ever shared that with someone, but I got a whole list if you want me to send that.
Oh, that's excellent. So I think that if we combine that with a link to the proclamation that the town council adopted, we can kind of draft, kind of create a draft web page that, maybe I can share out with a few of you to see, what else is missing. I think that that's really, we just wanted to make sure that it was marked.
Right.
And then, we can promote it on the web page and, and push it out in probably early October. So that's, I appreciate Felicia's input. That's great. And I just have to find some time to pull this together. So.
Great. Let me know, Margaret, if there's anything I can do to help on that and getting it over the finish line. Appreciate your work on this and happy to contribute. I did on Indigenous Peoples Day. I also did talk to the mayor. We are going to put together a communique, a letter from her to the tribal governments to initiate that. We said we wanted to do that at the last meeting as well. And I have not yet reached out to the schools and the library to see if there's some programming we can co-sponsor, but we'll do that immediately. So. All right. Anything else on this new agenda item? Okay, I know Karen is already driving on her way to yoga. So I think that means we're at the end here, unless there's anything else that we forgot. All right. Well, thank you all. Very efficient meeting. Thank you, Felicia, for all your incredible volunteer work. Very, very grateful. And it's lovely to see you all, and we'll connect again soon.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.